Welcome to the first installment of Sunday service. We call it Sunday service because we just preaching to the choir at this point. Nothing new. We've been doing this every other video. We're not new to this. We're true to this. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. Today's video is going to be talking about how you got to ignore what you cannot have. The more attention you give something, the more power it has over you. And this goes with both people and materialistic things. When we like seek to like find or chase something so badly, we find ourselves doing literally anything to get to it. And sometimes that anything like brings you to the point of like you compromising your character. That's one thing you cannot do. You gotta be able to keep your composure. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter who it is. You gotta stop putting things on a pedestal like they are better than you, because that's what you were saying. When you see these things and you like turn into like a rabid animal when you see them / it like you just start doing too much, and that's literally like the main point of this video. You start doing way too much. You start backstepping on your goals because like you said you was gonna do this, but then now that something popped up that you really want, now you're gonna drop everything to make sure this is bought or this is secured, and then you're gonna go back to grinding. Like that right there, this part we can go without this part right here. This part as in like you stopping on your goals and like getting into your desires and wanting to be able to have what you know you shouldn't even be having and what you can't have, and then getting back to your goals. Like that right there is like hindering your growth as a person. So yeah, it gets to a point where like you're willing to do literally anything to make it happen, and that leads to you compromising your character. As humans, we tend to gravitate towards things that we cannot have, and like I said, that goes with both people and materialistic things. But mainly on people, I think it's much easier to understand with people because, like, it your level of accessibility is what makes you like where you are on the value chart. Now don't get me wrong, we can get into another video explaining how like your accessibility is what makes you more or less desirable. But this video specifically is made to understand that not everything needs to be put on a pedestal, because like it's so easy. We always do that. And when we do put things on a pedestal like that, we are literally telling ourselves that, yo, this thing is better than me, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get it in my life to make myself feel better. Like, and it's ridiculous. And I noticed I used to do that too, because there would be things where it's like we've all done it before. We tell ourselves we're gonna grind, we're gonna lock in. Like, nah, I've been BSing lately. I've been spending way too much money. Blah blah blah. Like I'm locked in. No excuses this time. Like I'm really for it. You open up social media and your favorite clothing brand is like, yo, this Friday we're dropping some new shit, and it's gonna be the craziest drop ever. Now you're like, damn. Now you out here counting quarters. Like, am I gonna have enough? And not knowing you got a credit card bill to pay off. You ain't got no gas in your car, rent coming up. Your food or the food in your fridge is non-existent. Like shit like that, bro. Like it's just like, oh my God. And it all stems to like the FOMO. Oh my goodness. I just thought of that right now. Like, I was gonna make another video about that too. Shit. But I'm noticing how it's all intertwined into one big thing. Like the desire shit, and you just letting little thoughts like that get the best of you, and like trying to keep up and stuff. Like that is literally how society has brainwashed you. I'm really getting in my matrix bag. Like I'm making you take the blue pill or the red pill. Which one? But like right there, like that FOMO, like, and like that mentality, it all stems from FOMO. That's what I'm trying to say. People always are afraid of missing out on things. Like if I'm not keeping up, if I ain't got the coolest, illest, brand new shit, then people aren't gonna like fuck with me or nothing. But like then it also boils down to you not being content. You see what I'm saying, dog? Like this is all like, yo, like come on, this is not planned. I'm just thinking of this shit on the fly, by the way. So yeah, so ignoring what you can't have. When you don't do that, it fucks you up mentally, and it brings out the FOMO effect. You getting scared because you missing out. You get scared of missing out because you're not content with yourself, because you think like, oh, I'm not gonna be, or people aren't gonna fuck with me, or I'm not gonna like fuck with myself because I don't have another hoodie, another t-shirt. My drawer's open, by the way. Another hoodie or a t-shirt to make me feel better for a couple days before it's all raggedy and washed 87 times. And like that shit right there, dog, like it needs to stop. It literally needs to stop. You gotta live by the motto, like out of sight, out of mind. Start getting rid of that shit. Start getting rid of the enablers that are like trying to bring you back into that rabbit hole. So literally me the other day, I went back and I unadded like 50 clothing brands. I'm like, I'm not trying to see it. I do not care. I do not care. Right now, like, I don't need to be seeing it. I don't need any more clothes. It's hot as hell out here where I live. So, like, I don't need any more hoodies or nothing crazy, let alone just clothes in general. So get to the point where, like, you are strong enough mentally to be like, you know what? I'm going to unadd all these things. I'm going to get rid of all the triggers that make me want to buy new stuff. And mainly, the main thing is social media, because you can literally go about your day-to-day life and not have these, like, cravings or these, like, desires of, like, buying new stuff if you just get rid of social media. That's kind of hard too, because that's how I kind of, like, push these videos out. But you can moderate it. You are your own person. You know how to take the right steps. You just gotta have the will to want to change, and that's where a lot of people fuck up. But yeah, like, and also with relationships, it's kind of like we also put people on a pedestal. Don't get me wrong. Like, whenever we see someone we like, we always think of them as, like, a higher being, and sometimes we just don't know when to, like, you know what, like, I don't really care. That's another thing. Like, we see what we want and we're willing to do anything for it. It's kind of like we turn into, like, rabid animals, like I said before. Like, you see a pretty girl, a lot of dudes are prone to just like I don't care if she's pretty, I have to do whatever it takes to get her, and they not realizing you compromising your character. A lot of people know it as simping, like you doing too much, dog. You fucking doing too much. Because then it gets to a point where you see yourself swiping up on every story, you heart eyes on every single thing she posts, you just breathing on her neck, you just breathing on her the entire time, and she's not rocking with it. And it gets to a point where she's gonna have to literally call you out and embarrass you to like, yo, like, you on my dick, bro. Like, stay, like, get off me, bro. Like, let me breathe. And most chicks won't do that. They just gonna, like, unadd you or block you or something like that. Not me. I'm not, like, this isn't a personal experience. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gets to a point like, yo, like, you gotta really, like, goes back to being content with yourself. Like, I'm not gonna be doing all this extra stuff to prove my worth to a person, and also to, like, prove to myself I need these materialistic things. And once you get that, like, man, it kind of, like, it's like a snowball effect. So, like, once you, like, master that mentality, it makes everything else in life so much easier. You really gonna understand, like, yo, I'm good with just the essentials. Like, I'm good. I don't need to go out every weekend. I don't need to do all this other stuff. I don't need to keep up with the Joneses. I don't need to do all this extra shit to, like, make sure I'm seen and make sure I feel better about myself. I get the exterior validation from other people. Like, you'll be good, dog. I'm telling you, it's so much more peaceful, because a lot of people just be on some weird ass shit anyway. So it's just like, yeah, choosing to ignore these desires, it enhances your power as a person. Because obviously, like I said, like, the more you give in to, like, oh no, I need this, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get this person / this thing, like, you're losing attributes, dog. You're losing aura. You know, you're losing aura points by the minute, and we can't be doing that. Like, we need every single one we can get, and that just goes with everything. So, trying to think of what else. Yeah, dog. It's just like, it gets to a point where, like, it's best to leave things alone. And what's really hard about this is, like, you're going to be surrounded by people who don't think like that. Like, they are so, they choose to be, like, ignorant to what I'm trying to say. And they'll think that you're, like, a loser, you're lame, you're not cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, like, typical high school, like, peer pressure. Like, you're not cool. Everyone else is doing it, and you're saying, no, you're a fucking loser. Like, what is wrong with you, buddy? Like, what is wrong with people nowadays? But you doing that is like that. Like, a lot of people will, like, look at you weird for doing that, but you gotta, like, and that's what makes it harder, because obviously you hear videos like this where people are telling you the same things I'm telling you, but then you go back out to, like, you go out into an environment where everyone else does not think the same way that I'm thinking. The way I'm telling you, they don't think like that. So it's hard for you to actually be your own person and be able to think for yourself and be like, you know what? I don't need this. I don't care. I don't care if you all got the new Supreme hoodie. I don't need that shit. Nor do I, like, even have the money for it. So, like, I don't care. Oh, you gonna get your money on, bro. You're not like us, bro. We all got Supreme and you don't. That's what's up. I don't care. I do not care. So it's just best to leave things alone. Especially with, like, relationships too, dog. Like, if she's not fucking with you, just, like, on to the next. Like, it's really that easy. Like, we can't keep getting emotional and holding ourselves back because one person don't fuck with us, or because we didn't get this thing, or like, oh, I missed the drop, I didn't get another hoodie, man, I feel like shit, let me go ahead on eBay and find it for $700 and I need it. Like, that shit gotta go. But I'm kind of repeating the same things. I hope you get the message. But yeah, we're gonna try and get this streak back up because I've been pretty busy. We're gonna try and do one every week, Monday through next Sunday, I guess. So we got some stuff cooking up. But yeah, let me know if y'all like the video. Comment, share, like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know the deal. That's the first Sunday service. Let me know. But yeah, I'm going.